Hello and welcome to Castle's Corner. I am Coach Castle, and today I have a public service message for all of you in the fitness community. Hello and welcome. I am Coach Castle, a certified biomechanics expert, nutritionalist, and efficiency coach. Subscribe to this channel to learn the most efficient ways to maximize your muscle growth and recovery, enhance your body, and advance your mind, all using the latest science. Welcome to Castle's Corner. Hello and welcome to Castle's Corner. I am Coach Castle, and today I have a public service message for all of you in the fitness community. Now, this message is about the sales tactics and commercialized information that the bodybuilding and fitness market employs to prey on the ignorant and desperate masses. This misinformation has led to a long line of self-proclaimed authorities and experts specializing in all of the latest trends. And so long as the modern bodybuilding authorities are willing to bow down to this ignorance in the face of science, the market will be flooded with confusing and unintelligible sales tactics and programs that have left aspiring bodybuilders, weightlifters, and everyone else in the fitness community bewildered, confused, and without reasonable guidance. What passes today for so-called science of modern bodybuilding is little more than a collection of random, disconnected, and contradictory ideas and statements made from the observations of champion bodybuilders that were then interpreted and spoken very poorly about by magazine writers and YouTube gurus and other celebrities. Now, many of these so-called authorities have alleged that there are no objective, universal principles of productive exercise, claiming that since each bodybuilder is unique, each individual person requires a totally different training program. Now, this is, of course, ignoring the fact that we all have the same anatomy and the laws of physics apply equally to all of us. But back to these conditions, bodybuilding could not be considered a science, as science is an exact and evidence-based discipline based on and guided by objective principles derived from well-authenticated and duplicable facts. And despite their ridiculous persistence that no universal principles exist and that each bodybuilder requires a totally different training program, unique only to them, many of these so-called expert coaches or trainers insist that bodybuilders should perform between 10 to 20 sets per body part at least twice a week for 2 hours per session. And while they denounce the use of a principled approach to bodybuilding as everyone is so unique, they themselves are using the argument of more is better. More is not always better as we understand the principles of intensity. Now, of course, these coaches, personal trainers, YouTube gurus, magazine warriors, they always speak of the champion bodybuilders who have achieved such amazing results using these training methods. Legends like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lee Haney, Dorian Yates, Sergio Oliva. However, they never mention the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of bodybuilders and fitness enthusiasts who never grew a single pound of muscle from these practices. These were the disheartened, and they gave up their physical aspirations and quit bodybuilding in a state of despair because of the misinformation surrounding the mystery of their bodies. The bodybuilding press and personal trainers and coaches do not report on such individuals. Now, this is because they, of course, are not these triumphant, beautiful genetic freaks. They have not achieved these tremendous results due to their poor choice of parents, meaning the person's genetics. All of the aforementioned champions who had attained these levels of extreme muscular development possessed an abundance of the requested genetic traits, including long muscle bellies, greater than average muscle fiber density, and superior in adaptability to their training, as well as a superior reaction to steroids. What has been missing from the mainstream fitness instruction is a standardized set of rules or criteria by which all exercises can be evaluated by. There needs to be a checklist of mechanical factors that can be applied across the board to all resistance exercises, which allows people to determine whether or not an exercise is optimally productive or highly efficient and safe, or high risk with little payoff. The fitness industry has failed to acknowledge that there are biomechanical factors that determine how efficient our exercise is, as well as how bad it is, whether there is sufficient stimulus for the muscle growth, or there is little to no intensity, meaning little to no growth. This absence of a scientifically principled approach has resulted in bad exercises or high-risk, little-reward exercises being unjustly glorified due to their ability to be commercialized, as well as the egocentric nature of humans being exploited. As a consequence of this, at the same time, highly efficient exercises or good, productive exercises have been overlooked, as well as simple basics of intensity swept under the rug in favor of more commercially viable ones like muscle confusion and the latest gadgets. To define a bad exercise, it's the one who unnecessarily load and strain non-target muscles more than they load the target muscle. As well as having minimal efficiency with loading the targeted muscle, they are the ones that waste time and energy because they either fail to deliver the target muscle operating lever or limb into the ideal anomical direction, or they use the direction of resistance that fails to provide alignment, does not provide early phase loading, does not allow a complete range of motion, and a number of other essential factors. So I can safely say, if you have spent any time performing conventional weight training exercises such as barbell squats, leg presses, overhead presses, incline bench presses, upright rows, deadlifts, T-bar rows, hanging leg presses, face pulls, kettlebell swings, etc. Well, you have not been exercising efficiently. You have certainly damaged your body. You have absolutely spent more time and energy than is necessary in the gym. You have not stimulated your target muscles as efficiently as you could have, and you have exposed your joints and spine to significant and unnecessary risk of being injured if it's not already. Now, taking a principled approach to training from a scientific standpoint would mean simply analyzing the way in which forces affect the levers inside of the human body, or biomechanics, as well as following and observing certain intensity and time under tension principles. Now, this means basically maximizing your muscle growth and recovery while minimizing your time spent in the gym. These principles of physics, combined with some basic concepts regarding the human musculature skeletal system and muscle physiology, allows us to clearly determine which exercises are best for each group and how much intensity is required to grow new tissue. It's a very clearly understood science, and it is non-debatable. Now, in conclusion, as a whole, we have been misled, lied to, and fooled by misinformed, misguided, or dishonest self-proclaimed gurus in a commercially driven industry into performing highly inefficient exercises that make us think we are beastly, thus stroking our ego but producing no results beyond injuries. Training ineffectively, dieting ineffectively, and living ineffectively will not produce results. You use science every day in your life and every other aspect of your life. Why would you not also use science in your training?